Welcome back, brothers and sisters. Braden, Tim, Second Legacy, you are amazing. And today is an episode how Tim was right with his crystal balls. I know. All right, so we are going to talk about something that a leaked video, a resurfaced video, as the media likes to say, busted, exposed, all the good words the media likes to use, but this time around Kamala Harris. And as a bonus, little cherry on top, it also brings down safe storage laws because we kind of have something a little awkward to talk about. And you're going to love every second of this. So guys, make sure you send that everywhere you know. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. And let's get it, Tim. Your crystal balls, dude, I swear, they're so accurate. You call everything.
Well,
it really is impressive.
They've been playing by the same playbook for, decades.
No. Don't you downplay them. Don't you downplay them. They'll get angry. No. You are a genius because you remember that safe storage laws thing?
Vaguely.
Vaguely? Okay. Well, as a little bit of an editor's note for you guys watching this episode of Second Legacy, Tim doesn't know the details that we're about to cover. So in the effort of a slow reveal, and you guys get to watch his head, in my opinion, go, Tim, could you tell us about an experience you have in Germany around the organization that checks if your guns are stored safe? Could you share that with the audience?
Yeah, so I've been to EWA, which is like SHOT Show for Europe, right? It's an industry show for the firearms industry, and we've been there a couple of times, and I've had the occasion to speak with German police and German citizens about the laws in Germany. And one of the things that they told me I found to be rather unbelievable was that once you have to go through all this licensing stuff to get a firearm and very limited in what you can actually own. But then the police can just show up at your house unannounced any time or day and demand entry to make sure that your firearm is stored according to state requirements. And you have to let them in or you go to jail and lose your rights. So that's what they're doing here now? Is that what she's proposing? Is that where you're going with this?
We're going there. We're laying a great little, a nice little path into tyranny so we can really, really highlight it. So that's a great experience. And you know that here in the United States, they passed safe storage laws in the new blue bastions, like Michigan passed some with Whitmer and the Democratic majority there. California's got them. New York's got them. Illinois' got them. It's the safest thing to do. Everyone's so safe. Well, Tim, the last thing we'll do is we've said that they would have to enforce it somehow, right? It's impossible to pass a law and say it's going to change something but no enforcement arm, right? That's what the Germans did.
Right.
Well, let's just jump right to the chase. Let me show you a clip that we've got that just came out, and then we'll walk through it in print so there's no question. So, Dr. Slides, could you throw the video live for us?
Responsible behaviors among everybody in the community, and just because you legally possess a gun in the sanctity of your locked home doesn't mean that we're not going to walk into that home and check to see if you're being responsible and safe in the way you conduct your affairs.
So she really just said that. We're going to come into the sanctity of your home and violate such sanctity, and we're going to make sure. Weird. Yeah. And so how would she know that there was a firearm in that home?
Oh, Tim, that's an outside the box question.
Yeah.
That's a great, I don't know.
Yeah, it's almost like there's a registration component here. The things that we've warned about, that if you register a firearm, they can do things like, violate the sanctity of your home and your rights. Just
like this.
Yeah. Crazy.
Oh my goodness. This is insane. Now, to be fair, she said this in 2007.
Oh, I'm sure her mind has changed. Kind of like fracking.
It's totally changed. Her values are the same, but her positions changed. Yeah, her values are exactly the same, but her positions changed. It's not okay. Anyway, so this was during a press conference, Tim, where they were lauding, along with Gavin Newsom, the passage of what? Safe storage laws.
Yeah,
that is so weird, Tim, because. Yeah. I'm pretty sure people like us on the internet were like, guys, why would they pass a safe storage law if they had no intention of enforcing that law? Do you think they just pass laws because they just want to pass them?
Oh, no. And many times they'll pass, baby step laws, right? Like we'll just pass a passive safe storage requirement that if we find out that, a crime was committed with your firearm and it wasn't stored safely after the fact, we'll charge you with the crime. But then that's where they'll start because there's no registration component with that. And then when that does nothing to change the outcome, which inevitably will do nothing to change the outcome, then they're going to say, well, we tried with the baby step, folks, and you just can't behave yourself with your rights.
Yeah.
So now we're going to amend the law. And now we're going to say you got to register yourself in your firearms, and you got to tell us, what kind of storage facility you're keeping it in. Do you carry it with a concealed carry license or not? Do you keep it loaded, unloaded? They're going to want to know all these things because that's how they can enforce it and violate the sanctity of your home and just come on in whenever they feel like it.
And that would kind of ignore the idea of having a warrant, right? Because it's for safety. You don't need a warrant.
We don't need
for
warrants
a surprise
for safety.
spot check.
Yeah. To violate the sanctity of one's home, there's no warrant required. It's not
weird.
like
it sounds like a Fourth Amendment.
Yeah, that Fourth Amendment. Look, Kamala Harris and her cronies have said for some time, and maybe it was even Hillary Clinton, basically your rights impede your ability to live free. So if we could just infringe upon your rights, then you can live more free. This is literally the leftist mindset currently. It's rights are really a dangerous thing, and to keep you safe, we're just going to go ahead and take those away now. But trust me, you're going to be more free.
Everyone's more free and more safe because safety's in freedom, and you have a freedom from gun violence. Oh, guys, we can do this all day. And please send this video out so you can share what they are doing. Guys, this is how we win. We win by revealing this type of stuff and making it entertaining to deliver it and then sharing it. That's on you guys. Please share this, all right? Now, this is, Tim, I don't know. It might be important. It might not be. Here's the actual text of the Fourth Amendment that I'm just going to read really quickly. I'm sure it's not applicable here. Quote, the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly described the place to be searched and the persons or things to be searched.
Yeah. So you hit a key word there, reasonable, right? And it's so reasonable just for safety, for one's safety, that we can violate the sanctity of your house and just come on in and make sure that, you're doing everything correctly. You're not beating your kids. They're properly fed and clothed. You take good care of your pets. No animal abuse in there. Oh, we want to make sure the guns are stored safely. Things like that. And make sure that, you've properly registered your voter registration card for the correct party. There's just certain things that the government really should make sure are done in the sanctity of one's home for the safety. Betterment and the liberty of all, right?
It's for safety. No, I think it's a good point.
I mean, Stalin had a really good, liberty policy.
So safe.
And then Pol Pot and Castro and yeah.
But Tim, they didn't have any mass shootings though. It was
well, they did. They were just carried out by the government. Yeah.
I mean, but other than that though, I mean, like the crime rate. I mean, civilians didn't even have a chance to do any crime because the government was monopolizing the entire open market.
6 million dead citizens by government hands over here, 24 million over here. Pretty soon you're talking about real death and destruction, folks. I mean, but that's all 100 million. Yeah. I
mean, 100 million in the 20th century alone at the hands of their own government. But hey, who are we to say they weren't safe when they were killed? I mean, they were so safe. Anyway,
maybe we need laws that allow us to violate the sanctity of government homes and make sure that they're not doing things wrong.
Oh, I see what you did there in a hypothetical. I did. A very, very, very hypothetical, but I understand. I understand where you're going from that. Well, now for the other component to this, because this is an interesting piece that I think is very fascinating. The Fourth Amendment has been here the whole time. They've been passing these laws for 20 some odd years in blue bastions. You've never heard the media really make a big stink out of it. And then all of a sudden, it's a big problem. Check this out. This is number 3. Kamala Harris once said police could pay surprise visits to legal gun owners' homes for safe storage checks. Well, I mean, to be fair, we've been screaming about this for 20 years.
Yeah.
This is a bit of a problem. It's not just when there's an election, Fox News.
Yeah, you can pay a surprise visit, but you're not coming in.
Yeah, we'll leave some sweet tea out for you.
Yeah.
Bless your heart.
Knock on the door and come by and, say hello, but you're not coming in the house. Yeah.
Mm-mm. But, this smacks of a lot of things that we've seen over the last 2 to 3 years where ATF agents are magically showing up people's doors like, hey, you bought X amount of guns and we just wanted to see those. I mean, the videos were circulating like wildfire, We just wanted to see them, check the serials. We're not doing anything wrong. Nothing weird, nothing crazy. You're not in trouble.
And that's Second Amendment issues. I'm seeing videos all over the social media the last few days of FBI agents just showing up randomly at people's doors, refusing to identify themselves with actual credentials. They'll show a badge, but not actual ID. And then they'll start asking questions about social media posts. And then, of course, the people say, I'm not answering your questions, and they walk away in shame. But it's intimidation, folks, and that's where
Which is legal, by the way. That is your legal right. Just throwing it out there. You do not have to answer that.
Nope. If they don't have a warrant, you don't have to answer questions.
Just saying.
Even if they have a warrant, you don't have to answer questions. There's this thing called the Fifth Amendment until they get rid of that too. But anyway.
Right. But anyway, let's continue here because there's a few details and I got some quotes I just want to run through. But yeah, I mean, so far, Tim, we're on. I raided the registry of the gun owners and sent police to go get their guns, the ones that were prohibited persons. Then we've got red flag laws, universal background checks. We've got
assault weapons ban.
Assault weapons ban. Oh, it's so rare. It's so easy. Yeah. And now we're going to come into your home and ensure safe storage laws. Like, guys, how many ways do you have to be explained that this woman is a tyrant?
But I'm a fellow gun owner.
But she's a joyous tyrant. Very joyous tyrant.
Yeah. Very joy.
Right.
Joy. Happy,
so
joy. On your knees,
like
smell the flowers, pop. Joyful event, folks. Come on over, join the joy. Yeah.
Did you just make a Ren and Stimpy reference?
Maybe.
Happy, joy, happy, joy. No?
Yeah, that was Ren and Stimpy. Yeah.
Okay, good. Well, let's continue.
Not to date myself or anything. The 90s were fun. Okay.
Yeah, the 90s were a great time back in the day. It's all Nirvana. Anyway, as San Francisco's district attorney, Kamala Harris told legal gun owners in her community that authorities could walk into their homes to inspect whether they're restoring their firearms properly under a new law she helped draft.
Mm-hmm.
Quote, we're going to, and here it is in pure on form if you want to read it, we're going to require responsible behaviors among everybody in the community, and just because you legally possess a gun in the sanctity of your locked home doesn't mean that we're not going to walk into the home and check to see if you're being responsible and safe in the way you conduct your affairs, Harris told a group of reporters in May of 2007.
Make sure you're safe in how you conduct your affairs. That seems even more broad-reaching than them just coming to look at your guns, which is bad enough and on its own.
God in heaven, dude.
Like I was joking earlier. I mean, we're going to make sure that the children are properly fed and cleaned, and you're registered to vote for the right party. I was just joking, but when she says safe in the way that you conduct your affairs, that seems a little bit more broad in scope than just simply making sure your gun's locked up.
It's such flowery language, though.
It is. Because who doesn't want their affairs in order?
Who doesn't want the affairs in order? Gavin Newsom. See what I did there? Anyway, a little historical jab if you know a little bit about Gavster. So now, and again, I'm going to tie this back to something else in a second that you're going to see. You're seeing a lot more across the United States. It's number 5. The remarks came during a press conference introducing legislation that Harris helped draft, which sought to impose penalties for gun owners who fail to store their firearms properly at home. Isn't it weird how, Tim, in Michigan, they pass safe storage laws and say it's just common sense gun safety policies. But they don't go any further because Michigan's kind of a swing state. Mm-hmm. But in California, they say we pass safe storage laws so we can walk into your house and make sure you are responsible within your affairs. The only difference, guys, is the area in which they believe they can get away with it. So for some reason, Californians are like, okay.
So here's the question I have. So they have a safe storage law, and a firearm in the home is, for the most part, I mean, there's people that use them for various things, but they're generally for self-defense, right? And so if the requirement by the state is that the firearm must be locked up at all times, well, how's that a defensive tool? That's like, you can have a firearm, you can protect yourself, but you got to lock it in the safe. What about the firearm on my hip, right? I'm carrying a firearm. If I'm awake, I have a gun on. And I'm in my home much of the time. Are they saying that my gun's improperly stored because I have it on my person?
That is something. I think that's where they're going. But wait until you hear a Ninth Circuit decision that I'm going to reference here.
Okay.
Oh, it's coming. Don't worry. So this part right here, this is just a few of the things. If you want to see what she took part in, specifically around writing gun laws in California as Attorney General in 2007, Kamala Harris, the woman who's 50-50 for the presidency right now. Number 6, the bill, which at the time had just been introduced to the city's Board of Supervisors, was ultimately signed into law a few months later by then San Francisco Mayor Gavin Newsom. It was bundled with other gun control provisions, including a new requirement for legal gun distributors to submit an inventory to the chief of police every 6 months, and a ban on possessing guns, even legally, in public housing. Guys,
Wow.
this is so far Stalinistic gun control. It's insane.
Yeah. Requiring private industry to report inventory to the police for a constitutionally protected item, and then ban on possessing firearms, even legally, okay, in public housing. So basically, if the government is assisting in your housing, you got to surrender your constitutional rights to get the government cheese.
And what
that
do you
doesn't sound Stalinistic, as you
Snap?
said. Yeah.
Right. Or like SNAP purchases, or like welfare purchases. Anytime the government gives you money, no rights for you.
Yep.
Hey,
here's your freedom. Here's some government money. Which do
Yeah.
you want, folks?
Yeah, I just want to knock. Who's there? When someone says you can have this money, but you can't have any of your constitutional rights, you might not want that money.
Yeah, maybe.
Holy shnikes. All right. So just to put put the cherry on top again. We're like at 9 cherries right now, guys. It's crazy. Number 7, this is what she said is the goal of the bill. During the May 2007 press conference discussing the safe storage bill, Harris said the new measure was about legislating our values in an attempt to, quote, encourage certain kinds of behaviors. Okay? Maybe there's more. Oh, there is. When we create laws, it's not only about creating an opportunity, if you will, to prosecute someone for committing a crime, but more importantly, when we legislate our values, it's about trying to encourage certain types of behavior, she said at the time. Guys, holy God.
Yeah, we just want to encourage your behavior at the point of a gun.
Oh my
A government
God.
barrel at your face, and we're just trying to control behavior, folks. This is totalitarianism in a joyful, joy, happy way of
oh my God.
Yeah, our values. We want to legislate our values. Really?
Oh, you can't legislate morality, but you can legislate your values. There is a difference in those two statements.
And we want to encourage subtly, with threat of imprisonment, your behavior.
Dude, it's so, in a moment of full transparency, this is genuinely terrifying, guys. I mean, like, you've gone so far beyond the mealy-mouthed Democrats and staying in the world of common sense gun safety and repeating that verbiage and that talking point. We are now openly going into amending your behaviors through threat of prosecution. I mean,
they're just creating opportunities, guys, Braden, to prosecute you.
God.
That's all a law is just an opportunity for government to destroy your life. I mean, that's how freedom is made.
It's
democracy.
It's insane. And hey, if you wanted to hear how insane the Ninth Circuit Court is, all right, here we go. This is number 8. Same thing. This entire thing was ruled constitutional by the Ninth Circuit, but listen to what they said, the reasoning. Meanwhile, a ruling written by one of the Ninth Circuit judges determined the law, quote, does not substantially prevent law-abiding citizens from using firearms to defend themselves in the home. The judge, appointed during George W. Bush's administration, added that San Francisco had demonstrated the law, quote, serves a significant government interest by reducing the number of gun-related injuries and deaths from having an unlocked handgun in the home. So, Tim, you're correct. Wearing it on your person in your home, that's going to cause an injury. So, therefore, it has an interest in curtailing your behavior.
Yeah. It serves a significant government interest, folks. That's why we're here, to serve government interests.
Thank God.
Yeah.
As long as that government feels interested.
Yeah. Legislate your behavior and government interests, and creating opportunities for government to throw you in prison for exercising your constitutionally protected rights. I mean, it's just look, I mean, we may sound like we're calling her a totalitarian, authoritarian type wannabe dictator. Yeah, I mean, look, we can get a little out of hand over here, folks. I mean, truly, I'm sure she's well intentioned in all of this.
Oh yeah, so much joy, opportunity,
just happy joy. Don't remember, folks. There's joy on the ticket this November. Mm-hmm. Seek out the joy. Stalin would be proud. Thank you for watching.
Stalin's joy.
Thank you for watching Second Legacy. We'll talk to you guys soon.